Welcome to This Is What 40 Looks Like, where structure meets soul and reinvention isn't just allowed, it's expected. I'm Melodieann Whiteley, author, speaker, and founder of the Rebel Tribe, here to help you design a life and a business that fits who you are now.
And I'm Andy W. Shepherd, heart-centered coach and creative rebel, reminding you that your best years aren't behind you, they're unfolding right now. Together, we're having the real conversations about starting over, finding purpose, and living fully after 40, 50, 60, or whenever the heck you're ready. So make yourself a cuppa,
Take a deep breath,
and let's dive in.
Hello and welcome back to This Is What 40 Looks Like. We have a treat for you today. This is going to be a little different from the episodes you're used to. If you will remember back in like episode 1 or episode 2, Andy said something about aging disgracefully, and you heard me immediately break out into laughter and mention someone named Penelope. Well, we're in for a treat because we have Penelope with us today. So this episode, I am going to be talking to both Andy and Penelope about their signature Aging Disgracefully and what exactly that means. So without further ado, if you two would introduce yourself, and then let's get right into this.
I'm Andy W. Shepherd.
I'm Penelope Jane Whiteley.
And they both are way big into aging disgracefully. So I got to ask, what exactly does that mean? Because I have to admit, Penelope, the first time I heard you say it, I was like, so does that mean we're like, what, out drinking and raising a fun? What is it? What does that mean?
I'm not sure why everyone assumes it means you're drinking and dancing on tables, because you're not. It just means being able to stand up and say what you like when you like, because you finally reached that age at which you really don't care what people think about you anymore.
Yeah, I don't know
Andy, what
about
about-
this not dancing on tables and drinking. I mean, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm just joking. Mind you, if you want to do that, folks, go to a Greek restaurant. You can dance on the table
Yes.
and you can throw crockery at walls. It is immensely fun. But anyway, yeah, no, I stopped drinking a while ago, but I'm certainly up there. Yeah, for me, it's definitely about being unconventional and just not caring anymore. When you're younger, you just care too much. Yeah, totally. I agree.
Yes, you no longer worry about what other people think of you,
Exactly.
because they probably aren't thinking of you anyway.
Well, yeah, sadly, yeah. I give them plenty of reasons to think of me, but that's, yeah.
Oh, that's too much detail, Andy.
Sorry about that.
So I got to ask, did you always feel this way about aging, or was there just like a moment when you just said, screw it, I'm going to do things my way from now on?
I've always felt this way about aging because I had a mother who felt that way about aging. So I learned from her to age disgracefully. She used to say, well, I'm not aging gracefully, it's too boring for words. And really, that's what it was about, the fact that, you don't have to suddenly start wearing beige cardigans because you're over 40 or 50 or whatever. You just carry on and do what you like.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was my mum who started phrasing, using the word, aging disgracefully. I'm aging disgracefully, she'd say. And that was the link to you, Penelope. That's why we got you on the show, because Melodieann talked about it. So, but to be honest, I've always been unconventional. And I think that's because it's my parents' fault. It's all their fault. They lived unconventionally. My mum being a single mum in the 60s, that was unconventional. Opening the first vegetarian restaurant in Derby, me giving up a really good career with a good pension to be with the love of my life in Brazil, and then giving all of that and selling a successful school so that I could be in America and do coaching, and then I just do what I need to do, and then coming back to take care of my mum in the UK. I'm not being conventional, so yeah, not about that. It's boring. I've seen too many of my friends now they've got a nice pension and a nice house and a nice car and nice this, that, and the other, but they are so miserable. They're dead. No,
But
conventional's not for me.
it's all very nice, isn't it? Yes, nice. Don't like
Yeah,
the word nice.
yeah, yeah.
It's like a beige cardigan to me.
Yeah, but except that a beige cardigan is not nice. And no offense to anybody who likes beige cardigans, each to their own. I'm sure it's got a place, but
Well,
not
listen,
for us.
if they're of a certain age, they mustn't like beige cardigans.
That's right. That's right. This
Well,
is the
I'm hearing.
anti-beige cardigan league.
I'll have to make a T-shirt now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, buy your t-shirts here, folks.
And
Link in
your
the
beige
So
description.
cardigans.
Yes.
anti-beige. So I am hearing a common theme there, and that was you were both heavily influenced by your moms. That's pretty awesome, actually. And Andy blaming it all on his parents, of course. We all do that. It's all their fault. But what is one belief then that you got maybe from your moms or your parents or whoever that a belief about aging that you think is complete garbage, to be honest, complete garbage, but a lot of people still believe it.
Think one of the things I got from both my parents, not just my mother, but my father as well, who was very active and very young in his thinking and did so much that other people would never have even considered doing, was that it really is never too late to shine or to bloom or to write a novel or to climb Kilimanjaro or whatever you want to do. It's never too late. The only person stopping you from doing what you really want to do is you.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. And then now people are like skydiving. I heard on the radio that there's clubs and 60 plus year olds are there raving, especially for 60 plus. I love it. I mean,
Yeah.
social media is actually a positive thing here, really helping because it's showing people of age, whatever that is, that it's like they're not conforming. So join in and have fun. And now with science and medical, it's all possible. As long as you're keeping fit and active, then you can do whatever you want. We have a good friend of the show who is running in her 70s. And I think she's done a marathon recently. And I've got a friend in his early 70s, and he runs 6 miles a day, and he is fit as can be.
Well,
You
something
know,
I've discovered, I don't know, maybe it's just here or I don't know, but as I've gotten older, I've discovered that it seems like society has a script for aging, especially for women. I don't know if you've seen that, Penelope, but I sure have. There's a script for us, and I don't like that script, and I'm doing
yes,
my best
no,
to rip it up and throw it away. So, what part of that script did you feel that, Penelope, as you got older? Did you feel that
um,
you were being told you had to behave a certain way?
oh, well, I was always told I had to behave a certain way and never did. And I think I've always been a rebel. So whatever anyone's told me to do, particularly if it came with a warning, I was not going to do it. The script you're talking about, I believe, is the one that tells you you're too old. You can't do that now. You need to settle down and behave and be sensible. And I'm sorry, tear it up, burn it, throw it down the toilet. I mean, goodness gracious, what do they think? Just because you're a certain age, it means doesn't mean you've stopped thinking or you're suddenly incapable of movement. Some people maybe, but I think the idea is forget the script, just do what you want. It comes back to in that wonderful saying, the other people's not ideas, other people's opinions of me are their problem, not mine. So
Yeah,
burn the script and burn the beige cardigan with it.
Especially burn the beige cardigan, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I totally agree. It's like conforming is I conform to not conforming. That's the only conformity that I have. And living getting old disgracefully is my mantra, my war cry. I'm all about that. Yeah, I mean, totally. I think it does happen to men as well. There is this script for aging. I remember anybody 40 in the UK, men, women just looked at and just said, you're done. You're a has-been. We're not interested in you. And it was like really depressing. It's like, oh my goodness, I've got so much life in me, and you don't fancy me just because I'm 40. Jeez, what is going over? I'm over the hill already. And then I moved to Brazil and I found that maturity is attractive. It's actually a plus. They don't want a younger guy. They want somebody who's older because of his maturity and his wisdom and so on. And basically he's more stable and he's more secure. You can more reliable. He's not going to be running off with somebody every 5 seconds or whatever it is. So yeah, that's a big plus. But I do think it's a fortunate, especially for women. I've talked to many women, and the way society is, there's a lot of a pressure on for appearance. I think less so with men, but for women it's huge, and I think that's dreadful. And one lady that I dated in Brazil, she was really, oh my goodness, really upset about younger people and felt she was getting very old, and it was traumatic for her. Yeah, really traumatic, and I use that word advisedly, correctly.
I think part of that is because, and a lot of women who are postmenopausal, either just post or have been for a long time, a lot of women will say they have become invisible. And
Yeah.
this is such an unacceptable thing that any woman who is postmenopausal, people just ignore you. They don't see you, they don't look at you, they ignore you. The way you look is wrong, everything about you apparently is wrong. And yet men can, sorry, Andy, it's not
No, go
personal,
ahead.
but men can walk around with big bellies and double chins and baldness and all the rest of it, and nobody worries. But if a woman is not at her most attractive best, then she becomes invisible, and it can be very demoralizing for a lot of women too, because you have to have the mental attitude that goes with it, the aging disgracefully attitude.
I agree. I agree. And I think it's most unfortunate. It really is. The classification, like you've said, is a real big prejudice, I think. And that is really sad. I mean, I've always thought this, and please, nobody listening and people here, don't take this wrong. But I wish that women could, when they feel that they're the most attractive, I wish that time could freeze them in that. And because then there wouldn't be all of this pressure and they could just feel good all the time. But life's not like that. And I've learned that basically we need to just change our focus and look at maturity being beauty, and and just looking at somebody and going, wow, they're experienced, and what have they've got intelligence and depth to them. So this is
Wisdom.
wisdom, thank you, yes, and clarity and so much more, and look for that rather than just the physical beauty, which we do when we're younger. We look for physical beauty. That's what we're taught to do. And I guess it's survival of the fittest kind of kicking in. But as we get older, we need to look deeper, more than skin deep,
Yes,
as it were.
absolutely.
So I grew up surrounded by older women because in my dad's culture, especially because he's from Czechoslovakia, we took care of the elderly. It's not like in a lot of places where you farm them off to the nearest nursing home. So I grew up, helping care for my grandmother and everything. And I was surrounded by older women, and I formed my opinion of what old age was going to be like based on them, and it wasn't pretty. Okay. I actually dreaded getting older because it's like, man, I do not want to live like they're living. Absolutely not. What what did you guys get totally wrong about people in their 40s, 50s, 60s before before we all got where we're at now? What did you guys get wrong? I basically thought I was just condemned to live like them. That's what old age was. That was, I was going to get old. My kids were going to take care of me. That's how that was.
To be honest, I never thought that. I think I went through a phase in my mid-30s. That was a while ago, when I started. I didn't worry exactly. I just thought, oh, I hope I'm not going to be like that. I would see older people, much older people, and some of them would be totally gaga, and some of them would be still very sharp, and those who were having problems. And there seems to be such an increase in Alzheimer's and things like that. And I don't know if there really is a huge increase or if a lot of it is because with social media nowadays, we hear about it so much more. But I do remember thinking, I don't want to be like that. And I think I'd rather kill myself than be like that. So I did take it quite dramatically, but that was my mid-30s. I mean, since then, as I've grown older, I understand that really aging is a fabulous process if you make it a fabulous process. If you decide you're going to be miserable and a worry guts and stop laughing and stop going out and doing things, then yes, it will be dreadful. But I think, again, you have to change your attitude, and that can be hard for all of us.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I remember, you know, when I was a child, this is dreadful, but I remember getting on the bus and the heat treatment that senior people put on them because of aches and pains. And we associated that with being old. And so when they came on the bus, we'd be all going, ooh, like this. And, we going, oh, what a smell. And make a big thing. And when I think back, it was almost as if seniors were like from another planet.
Yeah.
And as you get older, I mean, as I get to 60, I've got to say this. I'm born in 62. I'm 62 and born in 62. The only time in my life I can say that. So I got to get that in. And I'm realizing, oh my goodness, I'm getting of that age. I'm becoming this kind of non-earthly space alien type entity, and it's really bizarre. And to see like pop stars and stars of the TV getting old, who were so young and vibrant, it's like, what the heck is going on? It's quite peculiar, to be honest. And I've only, as I've got into my 60s, started thinking that and perceiving age, to be honest. I think I was too busy getting on with my life. I do admit, every time you have an O on the end of your when it's your birthday with an O on the end, you definitely go, oh, and you don't like it. It's like, oh my goodness, it's a big a big marker in your life. Horrendous. But yeah, I think I thought that getting old was just going to be a boring existence, that you'd have to start wearing beige cardigans, for example, and listen to Cliff Richards, or I don't know, something dreadful.
I
But
liked
anyway,
Cliff when I was much younger.
me too. Yeah, it's true. Summer Holidays is still one of my all-time favorite films. It's very happy and good music. I'm just joking. I'm an ex-Cliff fan
Yes.
as well. First pop concert I ever went to was The Shadows, which was his
Oh,
backing band.
really?
Yeah, I went with my mother and I wore a blue velvet jacket. I was so
Gosh.
just because my mother was happy. When I look back, it was like, oh my God. That was the this is getting me ready for my beige cardigan. It was that dreadful.
No. Oh, no. Yes, I think we have to wipe beige cardigans off them.
So you think that a blue velvet jacket is more acceptable?
Than a beige cardigan? Yes. To be honest, my view is anything is more acceptable than a beige cardigan.
Okay,
Truly.
beige corduroy pants, trousers.
Oh, no,
And a
no.
blue velvet jacket? Are you
Yeah.
kidding? A blue oh my dear. Oh my gosh.
Oh dear.
See, that is one thing I enjoy looking back on the clothes we wore, um, because some of them are really quite extraordinary. My only wish is that fashion was as exciting now as it was then, because I don't know about you, but I find that fashion is really rather boring nowadays. And I look at so many young people, and they're lovely. They've got gorgeous skin and hair, and they're beautiful little creatures, and they dress so boringly.
That's true.
There's no imagination, there's no excitement, there's no, "Oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to wear this," and
I
I don't know.
agree. I agree. As you're talking about this, I'm remembering my proudest item, the item of clothing that I was most proud of was I had a fake pair of leather trousers, and I loved them, wore them all the time. Maybe I should edit that. Oh, well, let's see.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm fine. I'm listening to you. This is good, Penelope, because see, I'm collaborating with him on some things, and I'm seeing a side of him that I did not know existed.
The original rebel. I'm the rebel you didn't know about. There you go.
I'm afraid I do tend to bring out the rebel in everybody, because I don't I'm very naughty a lot of the time, because people say things to me and it's obviously terribly serious and of great import. And I look at them and I'm thinking, really? And I think they know what I'm thinking because it's written all over my face. So, but I don't care, because I do believe as we get older, a lot of us, not us, of course, in this particular little trio, um, we take ourselves too seriously, and we worry about things that quite possibly don't even exist. I don't know about you, Andy, but I meet a lot of women, especially, who are so fixated on their appearance that they're
Yeah.
actually missing out on things that they could be doing. And there's a lot of men I meet who aren't fixated on their appearance at all and should be.
Yeah. It's
It's a
it's
choice.
it's true. I remember one girlfriend I had, she took 1 hour to get made up and the clothes on, and I just it was unbelievable. My other girlfriends would take 10, 15 minutes. She did look good, to be fair. Afterwards, she really did look very, very nice, but it was crazy. And there are some guys who do spend time with their appearance, and we all give them a lot of a lot of grief about it. They will be told. But yeah, mostly guys just don't bother, really. But if they comb the hair, then that's probably kind of the extent of their preening, as it were. But yeah, it's definitely unfortunate. To me, I think it's like when you're at school, it's as if you have to be friends with everybody, and that just continues through your life until the point where you just decide, well, it really doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't care anymore. And the thing that changed for me, I don't know about you, but for me, it was when um, I just got to this point where I realized that people are going to dislike me, whatever I do and say. They are. So if I try to do what they want so that they will like me, they're not going to like me. So what's the point? I might as well be myself. And then the people who agree stay closest, and the people who don't like who I am are repelled. That's great. Good for everybody. I'm not annoying them. They're not annoying me. Win-win.
I once heard one of the gurus of the on the planet say, in this life, 50% of everyone you meet will hate you and 50% will love you. And I thought, well, he's probably quite right, actually. And then I started to look around me and I thought, yes, he is quite right. One of the things that does fascinate me, particularly with women, and I don't know why this is so with women, is that they're happy to ghost other women, particularly once they're postmenopausal again. And there are a lot of women who actually don't support other women. And you can get more support from men than you can from them, which I think is bizarre because surely we should all be in this aging disgracefully process together, whether we're a man or a woman.
I think there's a lot of competition with women and men as well. Sometimes there's a lot of competition between us. So I wonder if that's a factor as well. What do you think?
I don't know. I have to say I don't know. A, I've never thought about it, and B, competition for what? What are women competing over? What are men competing over?
Well, to get
What
a
is it
guy,
we
to get a guy, or to get the attention of a
care
guy.
that much?
Like, there's some
Seriously.
women that I've known who are, and I must admit, part of it may be, and please, Brazilian listeners, don't get upset if I'm saying being out of turn, but there were a lot of really jealous Brazilian women, and maybe that's where I'm coming from. And so there was a lot of competition with some Brazilian women, and I've seen that in the UK as well. So
Oh,
maybe
I don't
maybe
know.
younger. Mm.
Yes, maybe. Yeah, I think I think maybe 30s and 40s, but I don't know. I don't
Mhm.
know women who become jealous and who want to take someone else's man or dog or cat or whatever. I mean, it's, but maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm on the wrong plane in this instance. That's possible, I suppose.
Well, I'm
Hmm.
talking about the singles area, not about taking somebody's man, but that is an issue as well. And there's some Brazilian women I've heard about who were into that, who would be just trying to get somebody else's guy and stuff like that. But that's
Right.
another topic. Sorry.
And why? Why? I mean, what outcome were they looking for that would have made them happy? Don't
No, but
answer that question.
yeah.
Okay. I'm sitting here like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just missing out or whatever. I don't see that here, but then I'm very particular who I surround myself with. So maybe I'm fairly isolated. I don't know. I don't allow I don't allow those people in my world. I just don't. I just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Or maybe I just don't get out enough. I don't know.
I don't know
It
that I
does.
actually know any women like that. Seriously.
What
Maybe
does
I
that
do.
say about me with the kind of women that I know? Reading
What does
between the
it say
lines. Oh my
about me?
goodness. Good things.
Yeah, I think we're good,
Really?
Penelope. I think Andy needs to change his social
I
something. or something. I don't
yeah,
know.
what I have done now. I'm happily married, so I'm okay. So yeah.
All right, so I don't know about you guys, but I was not prepared for some of the changes that have happened as I've gotten older. My mind thinks it's 25, and my body will regularly remind me that no, you're not. Okay. Especially when I try to do something really stupid, like, climb up on a chair and then stretch across stretch one foot on a chair and one foot on a shelf or whatever to try and reach something on the top shelf. And my body's like, what are you doing? So what's been biggest change physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever, that surprised each of you? Like I said, mine has been how quickly my body's aged faster than my mental state, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. I look at sometimes in the bathroom, I'll look in the bathroom mirror and I'll think, well, they're not my thighs. Where did they come from? And the tops of the arms and things like that. And you think, oh no, it's because this is the physical changes for me are what I was never really warned about. I was warned about all sorts of other changes, which actually haven't happened. But the physical changes, when people said this will happen and that will happen, and I used to think, oh, yes, sure. Because when you're still in good condition and you're still looking good and feeling good, you have no comprehension of what's going to happen. You really don't. And sometimes it happens very early and sometimes it doesn't happen until, I don't know, maybe you're in your 90s. There are exceptions everywhere. But that for me was the most frightening part about aging. The fact that the body starts to let you down. Not this.
Yeah, I totally agree, and can totally relate. For me, just getting on a ladder which has got two steps on it, I have to be very careful and cautious. And at the moment, I live alone, and my wife is just doing a few things in America, and she's going to be here at Christmas, and it's all good. But yeah, going into the attic, our roof space, there's lots of stuff in there, and I tried it, and the ladder shifted, and I was dangling over the stairs, and in fear for my life, literally, because I was about to go head first, and if I'd have fallen, there would be nobody there to save me, and that kind of just stopped me doing a lot after that. I just went, I'm not going up a ladder unless there's somebody in the house. And I literally have thought about getting one of these arm bracelets where it's got a fall detector on it. And I thought, I'm 62. Really? Do I need one of these? But I don't know. I live alone. So, who's going to know, but that's all ending in Christmas. So I'm not doing that. But yeah, I mean, basically your body giving out is what it is. I mean, I've got back problems, always have, but since the pandemic in lockdown, it just got me out of the habit of exercise. And living in LA was always my exercise of choice is walking. And basically, when you walk in LA, when you cross a road, you're seen as a target, and it's target practice. It's like, thank you. Yes. No, thank you. So, yeah, that didn't work. And the worst part for me, and this is kind of crazy, is not being able to dance. I love dancing, but if I jump up and down, my back, or dance too much, my back goes out. And then I've got 5 days or 7 days of joyful pain and crawling around on the floor trying to get myself up. It's no horrendous. The key is to keep fit, and just if you don't, then get fit again. I've started doing some chair exercises, and I'm bringing myself up. There's an AI app you can get really cheap, and I'm doing that, and that's really helping me to start getting mobile. And you've got to have a starting point. Tai Chi's good as well.
Tai Chi's great. I did that for a long time, quite a few years ago. And I also used to do, the big exercise balls, the great big ones.
Hmm.
I had the strongest core between here and Mars, I think. I mean, they're amazing, those balls. Just sitting on them is a challenge. But what I find, because I've done a lot of things in my life that perhaps I shouldn't have done, climbing and trekking through jungles and that sort of thing. And I've fractured a lot.
Wow.
And what I find is where I have fractured, which is pretty much everywhere, I've got arthritis. And
Yeah.
one of the things they don't tell you, particularly with your knees, they say, and I've always walked a great deal and I've run and I've exercised a lot. But what they don't tell you is if you have arthritis in your knees, walking is terrific, but there's a point at which you need to stop walking because they become so swollen and so painful, and you're thinking, didn't sign up for this one. It's,
Yeah, I know
I'd
that
like it to
feeling.
go now, please.
If there's a bone in my body I have not broken, I don't know what one that would be. So I know all about that, Penelope.
Yes.
Wow.
I played
See, you've
hard
got
when
the
I was
arthritis
younger.
that goes with it. You've
Yep,
got the arthritis that goes with it. Yes.
yep, yes. Every morning it reminds me that, like, yeah, that's when you broke your shoulder and the doctor told you to wear your sling. But you
Oh,
had a softball tournament coming up. So you're like, no, I don't need the sling.
yeah.
And then you,
Yeah. Or that's the one where you broke every bone in your foot. And the doctor said, well, you're going to have to wear the cast for 6 weeks. And you're thinking, sorry, I'm going to China next week. I will go wearing a cast. And you get it taken off 3 weeks early. That's when you notice.
what's one thing that you care less about now? And maybe one thing that you care more about than ever.
This probably sounds terrible, but I'll say it anyway. I really, really do care less about what other people think about me, my life, anything. Um, I think I said earlier, I think people take themselves too seriously. They get locked into it's so terrible, this has happened and that's happened. And in the grand scheme of things, it's not that terrible. I think one of the things that really irritates me is families who don't speak to other family members.
Mm.
It gets right up my nose, that one. But and I think the thing that concerns me more now as I get older is the apathy of people. Uh, you may or may not believe in climate change. I don't know. That's everyone's choice. But at the end of the day, if it does exist and you believe it exists, then try to do something about it. Don't be so apathetic. I think people are very apathetic. They're only worried about me, me, I. They're forgetting there are other people who need to be considered. And that to me is of prime importance. I think we need to stop worrying. We are our brother's keeper. Oh, goodness, why did I say that? It's true. We are our brother's keeper. And I just feel as we get older, we need to exercise that belief more. It's just me.
Yeah, I mean,
You know.
furthering that point, I agree with you, and I've noticed that people don't seem to care as much, and I think it's just the pace of life. I think that people are just doing a lot more now, and definitely from my experience working for corporate many years ago, they just exploit. So they get rid of people, and you get twice the workload, and that's how it is. So you're just working yourself into submission. And now it's not a case of, in the past, it was living the American dream or, living some kind of version of that. And now it's just survival. You go to work and you survive. You get enough money to survive.
Yeah.
It's like, what's your future? You've got the cost of living crisis, which is the big thing at the moment, and young people can't buy houses and all this. I don't mean to be depressing, but it's just this is the reality that most people are in. So I think they're just so busy with their own stuff, they can't take on other things anymore. They don't have that luxury. But then when it does get to crisis point, now people are starting to march more. We're seeing that all over the world in every country. There's millions on the streets marching and protesting against stuff, but it's got to be something really important for them to fight against. But back to your question, it's like, yeah, the thing that I don't care too much about anymore is I don't need to be friends with everyone. I talked about that and how I think that at school you just have to be, because otherwise you're going to get bullied and people are just going to make your life horrible. So it's kind of self-preservation. And now I really don't care. I agree. I don't care what people think of me. And the thing that I really care about now is true friendship. I care about loyalty. I care about people being on my wavelength. And I'm willing to let go of people who are not on my wavelength, who are just not really friends. They're not loyal. Isn't, you know, we're no use to each other. They annoy me, I annoy them. So it just doesn't matter. But it's like quality, not quantity of friendship, I think.
Yeah, yeah. It is interesting how you lose friends, or you can lose friends as you grow older. And it is purely because you you don't have the same interests anymore. You don't have the same values. So why should you stick with them? And why should they stick with you?
Well, the thing that I've
Opposite
noticed
side.
is that there's some people that I can't be bothered to get in contact with. And this is really sad. And I feel very guilty about it. And I think about it quite often. But at the end of the day, it's like I've grown so much because I've been in two different countries. I've had two different cultures. I also spent a lot of time living in Buddhist communities, meditating between 4 and 6 hours a day, going on 2 week retreats and doing silent retreats. And, for New Year, we do 24-hour mantra and prayers, to bring good energy into the new year. So it's like we're not on the same wavelength. They're just exactly the same as they were in the 20s. And now I'm just on another planet, it feels.
I think that is the problem. I think people are apathetic. They're so concerned with what's in their life and what's affecting them. They're completely apathetic about anything outside that tiny. Was it Deepak Chopra says, don't step outside the box, get rid of the box. And I'd like to see a lot of people getting rid of their boxes.
Well, that's what the rebel way is all about, isn't it, Melodieann?
Yeah.
That's it. So that does bring up an interesting question. Have you lost people along the way because you've changed or because they didn't want you to?
Yes, I think so. But they've changed as well. So it's kind of been a mutual loss, if you like. Um, have I changed? Yes, I have changed. I'm even more outrageous than I used to be. Is that possible? But yeah, I've changed, and yes, I've lost people, definitely.
Yeah, I think I've actually calmed down a lot. Most of that is because I don't have the energy that I had because of, I'm not physically as fit as I was. But also, I stopped drinking, what is it? Trying to think, it's at least 11, 12 years ago. And that changed me a lot. So the alcohol just was giving me an excuse to be extremely silly, shall we say. An example of it was when I was in my 20s, we were in a country pub and I would be doing a yoga pose called the headstand. And my friend and I, we were in the middle of a road and we would be reciting Monty Python and in front of everybody. And one of us would crack up and end up collapsing on the floor. So that's the kind of thing that we used to get up to. I won't repeat what the script was because it's too silly. I can even do the voices still.
I love Monty Python, so I'm going to be challenging you later to I need to hear this. I'll need to hear the script later.
Yeah,
Just saying.
it was the piston engine sketch. Yeah, I will recite that to you later. And the good thing is, I'm married. My wife is 15 years younger than me. Is it 12 years younger than me? And I'm very grateful for that because she gives me an excuse to be young and silly. And so she keeps me young. Because I think that if I was with somebody who was my own age, then I would probably be wearing beige cardigans and things like that. I'm nodding my head no.
Do you need somebody younger for you to be young and silly? I mean,
Yeah.
what is that? Can you not just be yourself young and silly, feel young and silly at 62 or whatever you are?
Oh,
Why does it
absolutely.
require?
But
Sorry, I shouldn't ask the
yeah, no, no,
question
no. It is
properly.
no, it is. It's a great question, and I think she just gives me the excuse to be who I am. That's the answer, and it's like she's,
Okay,
she's my cohort, you know.
right.
So it's good. So the two of us. So she's allowing me, facilitating me to age disgracefully, and I'm facilitating her as well because we're just going to be
Yeah.
silly forever. You know, I am going to be reciting Monty Python until I'm old and grey, so that's the way it is. I don't care and I love it.
So I'm thinking of how I've changed over the last few years, and basically I've kind of outgrown, I guess, who I used to be, and I've discovered that for a lot of the women that I'm talking to, and some of the men, aging means outgrowing versions of ourselves. So, what version of you had to basically die so the real you could show up?
I don't think any of them died because I think they're all still somewhere and they come out at different times. I think you can quite legitimately go from being the 5-year-old child looking at things from that perspective to being the 50-year-old woman with family and this, that, and the other, and not miss anything in between. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I don't think I've lost anything. I think it's all, and I think it's the same for all of us. We all carry everything within us, and it's just a question of who or what or why it will come out and where. So we say, everyone says, well, you still carry your child within you, and you do. And I believe everybody does. And I believe one of the things that is lacking as we grow older is that ability to laugh like a child and to accept things on face value like a child, rather than trying to read some deep and meaningful whatever into what people say and what people do. Just accept it, smile, laugh out loud. The more you laugh, the younger you'll stay and the better you'll feel.
Yeah, I agree with
Really
all of
is the
that.
best medicine.
I agree. I agree. And what I'd like to add to all of that is silliness. Silliness is a big factor
Oh,
for me
yes.
because my wife is extremely silly and it makes me silly as well. We just got this, you know how it is when you're in a big friendship or romantic, you have words that you use and a way of speaking, and we just got silly phrases that we'll do. And when we get on a phone call, we'll say this one word, and the way that we say it is just hilarious. And it'll just, I realized that sometimes when we were talking, our energy was going down. And I thought, okay, I'm going to condition her. Sorry, but I'm a coach. So this is what we do. I'm going to condition her to always have a happy response when we first talk. And it's going to keep the energy up. And so that's what I do. So we always kind of do these trigger things which make us go, we're going to be happy now. And it just triggers that response. And yeah, just silliness, I think. I'd like to add, being silly is a good thing, and you
Yes.
need to have humor
And
and silliness.
yeah, I have a friend, and we've known each other for many, many, many years. And we've worked together in various situations. And like you with your wife, she and I, and we've actually written together quite a bit, scripts and things like that. And of course, we always wrote comedy, naturally. But it was interesting because we would be writing and one of us would come up with a name or a word and we'd go and we would just go. I mean, and we'd be lying on the floor, clutching our stomachs, shrieking. and, and really, everybody needs a friend like that, or a husband like that, or a wife like that. Somebody in their lives with whom they can do that,
That's right.
who
And
understands you're not being a congenital idiot. You're just being you.
Yeah, so basically, don't take yourself so seriously, I think is the message. I think that's really
Yes.
important. So the thing that I've outgrown is my ego. When I look back to when I was 20, in my 20s, and doing this podcast has really got me thinking about who I was. And I was so egotistical, and I thought I was the bee's knees. I thought I was so handsome. I thought all sorts of stuff. And, I was wearing my beautiful suits and posh clothes, and I had a Mercedes Benz. I thought I was amazing. And I don't know what's changed. Is it maturity? Or, like I said, I studied Buddhism, and that got me really into myself with a lot of meditation. So I don't know whether that's what's changed. But now I just realize that letting go of my ego is something that I'm doing. And we don't care. It just doesn't care, what you're wearing, how you appear, doesn't matter so
And
much.
yeah. And I think too, we don't take ourselves as seriously as we used to.
Exactly.
You think of your teen years and your 20s and your
Hmm.
30s and your 40s, and it was all very, oh, and of course it wasn't. Yeah, and you look back on it now and you think, oh, really? Get a grip, build a bridge, get over it. It's you know, yeah. So don't take yourself seriously. Burn the beige cardigans, and life will be perfect.
Amen.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go check my closet because I think I have a beige cardigan.
Oh, we're doing an intervention. Go and show
Nuisance.
your wardrobe right now, young lady. Let's see it. Burn the beige cardigan.
It's terrible. I think you're the only person I've ever met with a beige cardigan.
Yeah, I'm unfriending you now. Bye.
Hey, I've got
You're
my
so
Cosmic
fickle.
Cowgirl t-shirt on. You hush. I'm wearing my best Cosmic Cowgirl t-shirt here.
Only if you burn the beige cardigan, then we can be friends again.
Do you think men and women experience aging differently?
Yes. Would you like me to? Would you like me to expand that? Yes.
Well, I'm just asking because I'm okay. So my husband's, of course, he's older than I am, and I'm watching him, and I know how I'm feeling, and I don't know. We just seem to be experiencing it differently, and and
I
sometimes
think
causes
I think we
problems.
do. Yeah, I think we do experience it differently. I think women in particular have a much tougher time because, as we were all saying earlier, so much of it comes down to your appearance, and it isn't. It's about your emotions, your mentality, everything that goes on in you. That's what your wisdom, your experience over the years. But we are all judged by our appearance. And that can be really tough for women because, as we all know, with menopause, so many things happen again that we weren't told about. So you wake up and you look and you think, oh dear. So yeah, I think and of course it's that thing of invisibility. I don't know why so many women postmenopausal become invisible to everybody. I mean, what is that? What is the problem that people have with women that age? Seriously, you can walk into a coffee shop if you're, say, a 55-year-old woman and you'll walk in, you're the first person in there. 10 people will come in behind you, and they're all early to mid 20s. They'll get their coffee, they'll leave. You're still standing there waiting to be asked what you would like. So that's the invisibility factor. So I think it's very different. I think there's more pressure on women. Um, their appearance. I think it's very pressurizing in terms of what you go through with menopause, which for some women is absolutely horrendous. Other women, not a problem. But yeah, I think it's very different. I do. What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. The only thing that I would add is that I've noticed as I get older and as I'm married, this is actually a good thing. I've noticed that women are just not looking at me like they used to. You know, some women that you knew that they were interested. Now, having said that, it's because I've moved away from Brazil, and in Brazil, women they will show you if they like you, you know about it. Most women will show you, and they will flirt with you. And you know, in America, it's not the done thing, and definitely not in the UK. It's not done unless you're younger, I guess. And so that's one big thing that I've noticed. But yeah, definitely. The age thing is big. So yeah, definitely, I agree.
So,
That
Andy, what do men wish women knew about aging as a man?
Um, yeah, just that you know we have more wisdom and maturity than a younger man. We're more reliable, and you can count on us, basically. You know, in a nutshell.
Penelope, what do women wish men understood about aging as a woman?
I think a lot of women wish that men understood what happens in menopause and in postmenopause and how it really can affect your attitude and the way you feel about yourself and the way you feel about everyone else.
Well, you've both commented a couple times during this that you're rebels and you're, aging disgracefully and you're not playing by the rules and everything. So, what is a rule? What is a rule about aging that you're proudly breaking on purpose?
And I think the rule I'm breaking is just saying, well, it's never too late to do whatever you want. And I'm going to do whatever I want. And I do. And frequently people say, oh, you're not really going to do that at your age, are you? You know, I say, yes, your problem is. And so I think that's the rule I'm breaking. The fact that I'm just not buying into other people's beliefs of what you can do and what you can't do. There are no rules, only the physical rules that you find yourself when you have difficulty getting up sometimes.
Yeah, I
What about you,
agree.
Andy?
Yeah, I totally agree. And yeah, all of the above. Basically, I'm not about acting my age. I never have, never will be. And I've never conformed. You know, I've been vegetarian all my life. You know, I've spent many years being vegan. I don't smoke, I don't drink. Uh, I've spent many hours meditating. And, you know, I gave up a career and went to Brazil and you know to follow the love of my life. I've not lived by convention, so it's like yeah, I'm just not into conforming, and it's like I'm unemployable now. I can't have a boss. You know, I can't because I'm just going to say what I think and I can't be shut up. So that's the way it is. And you know, I was thinking about this as well. It's like my wife is Hispanic, so I'm into public displays of affection. And you know, seeing, you know, I'm sure the youngsters are going, "Oh my God, there's this old crusty doing kissing there in public. That's disgusting," you know. But that's the way it is. I feel like a quick kiss, and I'll just show my affection, and that's it. And I'm not going to give it up. And I'm so sorry if it offends people. Not sorry. I think they should do it as well. Not with my wife, though. With their own, with somebody else, of course, and not with me. Yes.
We cleared that up.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what's your favorite guilty pleasure now that you're older?
Yeah.
No
Not
comment.
guilty about anything. No, I'm not guilty about anything. Um, I suppose if I'm going to be guilty about something, it's my unbelievable passion for ice cream. I just can't leave ice cream alone. So I should shortly be looking like the Goodyear blimp. And I bet nobody knows what the Goodyear blimp is.
Yes, we do.
Oh,
Surely
you
they
sure?
do. Come on. Surely. Well, no. Surely they do. Come on. We're not that old.
Album cover Led Zeppelin 2. It's like that
Oh
kind of
yeah,
shape.
Battersea. Have you been to Battersea recently?
I'm going to go now they've turned it into a shopping centre. Yeah.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's the most fabulous shopping centre. It really is.
I
I
can't
love
wait.
it.
No, I'll go there. I'll go there. Maybe we'll meet up for tea, for afternoon
Who
tea.
knows?
Who
Who
knows?
knows? Yes, not until next year.
Sounds like a plan.
So,
So for me, it's not caring what people think, what I wear, the car I drive, the company I keep. Um, I don't care about all of it. Those are my guilty pleasures, basically. Just not caring, and telling people
Well,
to keep off my lawn. No, I'm joking.
you have a law.
I do actually, yes. I've got several.
Do you mow it or do you nibble at it?
Oh, I leave it to overgrow just to annoy the neighbours.
Well, it's very good actually, especially if it contains wildflowers.
That's
It's
my
good for the
excuse.
environment.
Yeah,
Yes, and
that's
you're
my
sticking
excuse. And I'm
to it.
sticking to it. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'm thinking of the wildlife.
so what's keeping you
Good.
excited about life right now?
Life. I think life is a wonderful thing. I think we live on the most beautiful planet. Um, I think people are fabulous. I love people. Um, I, love- I think just life generally. I think planning for Italy, my writing, my blog, my books, my all that sort of thing, my photography, everything. It's life. That's what keeps me excited.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel there's so much learn and to experience, and it's so much easier to find out about stuff. I mean, YouTube is such a, if used correctly, and you filter out all the news and block all of that and block channels that show you the news or anything bad. There's just great stuff there. I can learn anything. I can relate to photography. I just all the time. I got sick of seeing news stuff, so I trained it to show me photography, and I'm learning about some old full frame DSLR cameras, and which are I'm going to buy because the cheapest chips, and just play around with it. I've got like 3 vintage cameras that I use, and I just love it. But I'm embarking on a new project, which Melodieann has mentioned, and that's going to have a huge impact. That's going to be our legacy, I believe. I mean, basically, I wish that I didn't need to sleep anymore. Really, I do. There's just so much stuff. There's photography. I bought an electronic piano recently. I want to learn that. I want to play my guitar. There's so much to consume, whether you're watching films, TV shows, YouTube, so much to learn. It's just never ending. It's amazing. We live in amazing times. You'd never need to be bored. Content creation. I could just go on writing books, oh my goodness, editing videos, everything. It's amazing.
Actually, it's interesting because I had a photography business a few years ago, and it was called Pet Pics. And I used to photograph everybody's pets, their little woofers and their pussycats and their
Oh, nice.
Shetland ponies and all. And I loved it, just loved it. But I still, even now, it must be a throwback, but I still use film. It's getting harder and harder to
Mm,
get, but you can get film. And I use my Velvia for color, and I found a
nice.
dark room so I can. And that to me is what photography is all about: getting your phone out to take a pic, which doesn't work for me, I'm afraid, and I'm always disappointed with the outcome.
I, I
Maybe I should
agree.
learn to use my phone more.
Well, I agree, good professional photographers, and people who are in it. That's why I'll just quickly name drop Nikon D700. It gives you a grain-like image, and I've got a Lumix LX7, which does the same. It's like a point and shoot camera, but it's got like a lens
Yeah.
in it, and so you can do it. Because I can't be bothered to do. I like the film look, but I can't be bothered to develop. But that's beautiful. I can imagine how wonderful that would be, filming people's beloved animals. Beautiful.
No, it was absolutely wonderful, and And I love the dark room because you can do so much in a dark room that you actually can't do to the same extent digitally. I know
Agreed.
people will argue with me, and that's fine. But for
Mhm.
me, it's the dark room and it's the actual film, and that's what works for me. And we are all different, aren't we?
That's right. That's right. I love it.
Well, Andy
It's
mentioned it, so
great.
I'm going to ask, what does what does leaving a legacy mean to you? I mean, really, are you building one? Are you living it?
I think leaving a legacy to me, I mean, this is what I'm constantly working towards. I don't know how far I'm going to get. A lot of women, other women are doing it, but for me, leaving a legacy is leaving something that has that is changed, really, that's changed the lives of women in the future and now, the 50 plus women with their postmenopause and their this that, so that they are no longer invisible, that they are accepted universally, that they're not ignored, that people don't talk over them, people don't treat them as if they're lesser mortals. And I know there's a lot of women out there doing the same thing, but I really, really want to make a difference there. That to me, it would be the best legacy I could leave. Change.
I love it. Yeah, my legacy I already have started in 2000, so it's 25 years old. But I had an English language school which was successful, just under 300 students, and I sold that, and it's still going strong, and it still has my name, Mr. Brit, which is the name of the school, not me, of course. So that's great. But now it's focused on coaching, focusing on the projects that I've got with Melodieann. And basically it's all about, for me, it's I don't want for people to die with the song still inside them. I met an Uber driver who really inspired me. He said, I just feel that I'm capable of so much more. And that's what it is. So I just love working with removing people's blocks and just finding out what they, kind of like their destiny is in a way, because I really do believe that there are certain things that we're here to do, or the things that we're really good at, whichever, however you want to look at it. And I encourage them and show them how they can actually unleash that onto the world. And it's great for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a little fun. First thoughts that come into your head when I ask the questions. Best part of aging.
Freedom.
Not caring what people think, disengaging from friendships that are toxic and don't serve for the better good.
Worst part of aging.
My thighs.
Can't argue with that.
Taking ages to get off the floor.
I want to know how you got on the floor, or do I want to know how you got on the
No.
floor? Maybe we'll skip that. We'll skip that one. Okay. Something you still want to learn or master.
Um, I want to master my Italian so that I'm so fluent, nobody thinks I'm English.
I love it. Yeah, for me, it's never ending. I believe in Kanai, constant and never ending improvement. When I was a kid, I saw guarantees would say things may change at any time. And I thought that about me, because they were improving the product. And I thought that about me. I'm always going to be changing. I'm always improving myself. So yeah, Kanai.
One hill you'll die on.
What?
One hill you'll die on. You know the saying, this is a hill I'll die on. What's one hill you'll die on?
It's one hill I'll die on. One hill I'll die on.
It means it's a
Um,
belief. We don't have this in the UK. It's a belief that you'll
Oh,
always
okay.
stand for. It's a firm commitment, something you believe passionately about.
Oh, I believe passionately that industrial farming, as it is nowadays, should be banned, and we should go back to the old ways of farming where we didn't torture, maim, and kill animals.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I agree. Overproduction of stuff, definitely.
Do
So
we really need to eat that much meat?
exactly. Yeah. And have piles of whatever produce that just goes to waste.
Yeah.
So for me, it's and I'm going to have a T-shirt. So this is trademarked, but do kind stuff. Hashtag do kind stuff. I think that's just
Yeah.
what we need to do more of. Just be kind to
Yeah.
each other. And this
Yes.
and the second one is kind of on the same lines, being vegetarian. I do believe in that. It's a lot of cruelty to animals,
Oh,
unfortunately. The
it's
process
terrible.
is very, very cruel. It doesn't have to be, and it is.
No,
So yeah, that's something
no.
I'm all about.
It's yeah. Yeah. I agree with that.
Finish this sentence. Getting older is actually
Fabulous. Once you get past the aches and the pains and the arthritis and this, that, and the other, it is fabulous because that ability to look at people who may be insulting you or denigrating you on some level or whatever, and really think, don't care. Get on your bike. That works for me, definitely.
Yeah, getting over the lack of energy and aches and pains, which a good diet and, doing the right exercises can help keeping mobile. So that can counteract it and then overcoming, if you've got any
Yeah.
medical condition. So yeah, to me, it's better than it's ever been in known history. It really is. We're now, like I said, because of social media, we're seeing that you don't have to conform. You don't have to wear. I'm sorry to keep mentioning the beige cardigan.
Beige cardigan.
Just stop being beige. You don't need to have a beige existence. Have a beautiful, expansive, energetic, wonderful, hey, amazing time.
Laugh a lot.
Laugh a lot. Be silly. Don't care. Be loud. Be proud. All of these things. See, I don't
I'm
care.
gonna go shred my beige cardigan.
We insist. We will not be your friend if you don't.
What you do is you take it outside, you pour petrol on it or gas, and you set it alight and you leave it there and you take photographs. We must see the photographs
yes.
of the dead beige cardigan.
Yeah, so I want it filming personally. We want a Zoom session and we'll all be going, burn the beige, burn the beige, burn the beige.
Burn the beige cardigan is a phrase I use often in the things I write. So it's all over my Facebook page and on my site and lots of ban the beige cardigan, burn the beige cardigan, etc. And I've been doing it for quite a while now. It's funny, isn't it? Things you latch on to. Anyway, yes, moving right along. What was the next question?
What's one message you want every person over 40 to hear right now?
Burn the beige cardigan. It's never too late. Burn the beige cardigan. Don't take yourself so seriously. Don't take anyone else seriously. And learn to live. Because living is what it's all about. Existing is unacceptable. You have to live every second.
I like that. Yeah. Age is just a number. We really have that
Oh,
firmly
don't
in
say
my mind.
that.
Why not?
Say that.
Why
Because I
not?
hate that saying.
Really? I think it's really useful. I use that as a
No,
tagline.
I
Yeah.
hate it. Because when anyone says age is just a number, I look at them and I think, you wouldn't know, would you? Because you're nowhere near.
Mm. Well, there you go,
It's
folks.
just-
We have contention there. We have one side that age is just a number, and the other side, age is not just a number. Which side are you? Write your comments below. Yeah. So
and be
moving on.
polite.
I know. So yeah, spend as much time as you can not thinking about it, about what age you are, basically. Just carry on anyway. And okay, so instead of age is just a number, just forget about age. That's what I'm trying to say. Just forget it. You don't need to think about it. Just be yourself, not dependent on your age. That's it.
Your age is your age. You can't change it.
Yeah, it's just the
So,
age of my
as
body.
you
It's not the age
said,
of my mind.
I mean, yeah,
It's
get
not the
on
age of
with
my
it.
mind. That's the only thing that matters. Where's my mind at? Is my mind acting old and buying into it? Because it doesn't
Well, I'm
have
sure
to.
your wife will soon tell you, I'm sure.
Exactly. For sure. For sure.
So where can people connect with you and join what it is you're building? Because you both are building these amazing communities. Where can people connect with you?
They can connect with me on Facebook. There's an Aging Disgracefully page, and there's a Penelope Whiteley page, and Instagram, and TikTok, and my website, which is penelopewhiteley.com. And yeah, I crop up everywhere, me. They can Google me.
Yeah, for me, they can contact me on my website, andythecoach.com. If anybody would like to know where they're at and where they're going, and just to kind of map out the next year and really make the most of it, the next 12 months, then anybody who's listening, I'll give you a complimentary hour, for the first few that actually go in and go to andythecoach.com. You'll also see all my socials there as well in the top left-hand corner. So you can link with me
Sweet.
on Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff, and YouTube.
Sweet. We're going to get him on TikTok one of these days, Penelope. Maybe. We're trying. We're
I
trying.
love I love TikTok. I think it's great. And I do
Oh,
videos every day. I've gone back to doing videos every day, which I love. And I've started doing a lot of voiceover stuff. So that's fabulous as well. I love voiceover.
I'll look at your
I
stuff
love.
and I'll get inspired. That's great.
Well, don't get too inspired because my website, somebody was working on my website, and to put it politely, yesterday I was at a friend's place and we're going through things on my site, and she said, "Did you know?" I said, "No." She hasn't completed anything, so I've got to
Oh
go back in
no.
now and complete everything. And it's so frustrating, isn't it? But it doesn't affect my voiceover, so I'm still reading my blogs and doing that sort of thing. And of
Sweet.
course, I'm a stylist. Every woman over 50 needs a stylist because their bodies change so much.
We all need
It's,
stylists, but we all
well,
need stylists. Yeah, but
it's like,
I
what
hear
do
what you're
I do
saying.
with my thighs?
This has been, I knew getting the two of you together was going to be different. So this has been fun. I'm going to let Penelope, because what the heck time is it where you're at, Penelope?
um, it's 12:25 after
At night,
midnight.
guys, after midnight.
Yeah,
So we're going to let
it's
Penelope go
after
to
midnight.
bed,
Yes,
and it's
because my pumpkin's just arrived.
and it's freaking early in the morning here. So I'm going to go get my coffee. Andy's the only one that has a sensible time. So it's been fun. Penelope, I love talking to you as always. You're always a hoot. I love getting you on. And Andy, you and I
Great.
need to have
Thank
some
you.
discussions because I keep hearing things from you that I'm like, what?
I hope we can still be friends. Oops.
I don't know. You're the one talking to me about we can't be friends because of the so I don't know.
Beige
I don't
cardigan.
know.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yes. Is it out of your wardrobe yet, ready to be burnt? The beige cardigan. You
I'm
think I'm
going right
joking,
after
don't you?
this. Right after this, I'm walking down to my closet, ripping it out and throw it. Actually, I'll
Good.
probably give it to Goodwill because I'm taking a bunch of stuff to Goodwill.
Oh
I'm in
no, no,
declutter
please put it
mode.
out of its misery. Don't pass it on. Oh my goodness, no.
Some poor woman is going to get it from Goodwill and it will
Oh,
depress her for the rest of the
yeah,
year.
that's
Okay,
terrible.
okay, okay. We'll shred it. We'll shred it or something. We'll do
Yay,
something. We'll do
burn
something
it.
appropriate with it.
Excellent.
Thanks for tuning in to This Is What 40 Looks Like. If you loved today's episode, share it with a friend, leave us a review, hit that notification button so you never miss an episode, and don't forget to leave us a comment. We'd love to hear how your next chapter is unfolding.
And remember, your age is not a deadline, it's a launching pad. Keep rebelling, keep rising, and we'll see you on the next episode.